Welcome to another exciting episode of Logical NDE, where we bring you intriguing stories of near-death experiences that people from all over the world share with us. If you are new to the channel, we'd like to tell you that our videos contain conversations about real-life near-death experiences for all those who are on a quest to unveil the reality of the afterlife. And for our regular viewers, let's roll in with today's episode. Today's story comes from Dr. Toby Jones, a 35-year-old doctor who faced an intense near-death experience where he encountered Jesus and unraveled a mystery. Hello everyone, I am Toby Jones. I am 32 years old and working as a doctor at a hospital in Central Florida. 2 years ago, apparently, everybody thought I was a successful medical professional. Nobody could tell that I was suffering from insomnia and had to drink to put myself to sleep every night. Who, if not me, was aware of the growing risks that drinking, insomnia, and my tough job posed for me? As much as I tried and thought about it, I drank even more. I knew one day I would lose my sanity and everything else I had. Despite the growing realization and prayers, nothing changed. Every night I was traumatized by my past and put myself to sleep. But my fate had something different in store for me. Just a few days later, I went through a life-changing experience, and it tilted my whole world the way I could have never envisaged. It was 4:30 in the morning, and I lay awake in bed after spending a night out with my friends at the pub. There was extreme fatigue and exhaustion growing inside me, yet I was unable to sleep. I knew it was insomnia, and I abhorred living like this, but some habits don't tend to change that easily. Tonight, even drinking couldn't put me to sleep. I was growing extremely intolerant and impatient. As I closed my eyes, flashes from the past came in front of my eyes. Some memories began playing in my head. Even after 5 years, I could recall each and every detail about the night of fire. It was during my house job days when the tragic incident happened. I was away on my night duty when I received a call from my neighbours. My house was on fire. I instantly rushed out of the hospital. My senior doctor was kind enough to let me go and find another doctor to replace me. As I rushed back home, I saw our beautiful home all set on fire. I was panting and drenched in cold sweat, but was relieved to find my dad and my brother out of the home. I reached them, and they told me that my mom and Martha were still trapped inside. I ignored everyone, all the firefighters and my neighbours around, and advanced towards the house. But my father and brother caught me and held me back. The flame was growing severe, and smoke was growing too thick. Unfortunately, my mom and Martha couldn't make it. I screamed inwardly, wishing for something, anything to make my mom and Martha return. As the flashes of these memories came back, things spiraled out of control in my head. I remembered how I related in Florida and found a new home in this isolated hostel. I lost connection with my brother and father. I wanted to be with my family, but I always remembered the tragic incident. Mom and Martha were a part of my heart, and without them I felt empty. How did my wonderful journey turn into this awful reality? Before we continue the story, we would like you to take a moment to sincerely appreciate your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channel if you genuinely enjoy viewing these kinds of stories. This way, you will be able to stay up to date on all of our new releases, including this one. Make sure to link up to us right away. With all this burden of heavy memories, I had a sudden urge to bolt out of my room with my car keys. In a drunken state, I drove at full speed. The last thing I remember from that light was a light getting near and intense. It was a loud crash, and everything went blank. I woke up in another realm. At first, it felt like I was taking a deep dive under the water. Everything was cool. There was no sensation of pain. I felt weightless, as if I was drifting apart from my world to another peaceful abode. Where was I? I looked up. I could see a healing light rippling down, refracted beams from the surface that reached past me. I didn't know what was underneath or beyond me. I floated up as if being propelled by an imperceptible force. I knew I was dying. I had lost my mother, who had done so much for me and motivated me in my dark times. I lost Martha, who was another light of my life. My little sister always wanted to see me serve as a doctor. After losing these both central figures of my life, I became a drunkard and lost connection with the rest of my family. I blamed my brother and father for not saving them, not letting me go and get them. Now that everything was over, finally, I felt the urge to surrender. I finally felt like giving up. I wanted to rest here, in this nothingness forever. What was there to go back to my old life, old ways, and a messed up state? But something caught my eyes. An image appeared in front of me as if it was projected on glass. It was a man. He introduced me as Jesus. The face was all blank, as if beaming with a bright yet blinding light. I was astonished. I could only ask him, "When will you return to us?" He heard me and in return replied, "I will return when the right time comes, but right now you should return." I felt comfort in his reply, and I also felt my faith in life renew. In that moment, everything changed. I didn't want to die. I wanted to take a second chance on life. I wanted to experience the healing process and love in life again. So, I made a choice. I was going to live. At that instant, my eyes opened, and the doctors heaved a sigh of relief. As I got back to my life, my body ached with pain, and it was difficult to breathe, unlike when I was dying, but there was somehow a peace in my heart. An inner contentment which I have never felt before. As I looked around, my father and brother were also there. My accident and near-death experience proved to be a little family reunion. We all cried, and I finally decided to move on and let go of my past. The road to recovery and letting go of my drinking habits took a long time. But meeting Jesus and our comforting conversation motivated me to keep going. There were no more nightmares. I had given up drinking and after a month, continued with my job at the hospital. I felt a renewed hope, motivation and purpose in my life. I mustered the courage to revisit my mom and Martha's memories at our old place. Finally, I felt at peace. Now 2 years sober, I know that my experience with Jesus in my near-death moment was nothing but a spiritual blank check. It was an invitation to go back to life, mend all the broken ties and fix myself for the good. An invitation that I finally accepted and recovered. That's it for today, folks. Have you ever discovered a new realm in your near-death experiences? Have you seen Jesus or other crucial figures in your near-death experience? If yes, make sure to leave a detailed comment where we can read your thoughts on the experience and impact of your near-death moment. In case you liked this video, do not forget to give it a big thumbs up. Also subscribe to our channel to support us in growing it. Share the video with your friends and family so they can have a fair taste about life after death and near-death experiences through our channel. Until the very next time, stay blessed.